Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tree of Woe Wrestling Podcast. I am the Black Patriot, and this is the Wrestling Podcast where we always put wrestling first because wrestling is the number one priority. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing for you, but for me, it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. And jumping right into today's edition, Monday Night Raw. Was it as abysmal as SmackDown? Little bit. Here's the thing, guys. And this is the thing that I really want you guys to realize. And if you are wrestling fans, I cannot stress this enough. WWE, under Endeavor, under TKO, is not interested in giving you a good product. They're not interested in giving you a good show. They're only interested in extracting money from your pockets, popping ads up on your screen, trying to get you to buy something. This is a ad company masquerading as a sports entertainment company. Get the wrestling out of there. This is no longer a wrestling company. This is barely a sports entertainment company. What it is an ad company pretending to be a professional wrestling show. They're there to take your money, to open your wallet and nothing more. So, and I'm going to break this down segment by segment. How I usually do. I usually go in the order of the show. The show starts off with Seth Rollins getting the dog shit beat out of him by Braun Breaker once again. So clearly this is going to lead to Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker at either Backlash. Maybe it could continue to SummerSlam. But the thing is, if you want to create a new star, Seth Rollins better not win these pay-per-view matches. And I am not the biggest Braun Breaker fan. I find him boring, to be exact. But he's not boring because he is inherently unentertaining. The storylines and the feuds and his booking and his writing has been dog shit. I want you to understand that. I can say the wrestler is garbage or this wrestler is trash, but in actuality, what I'm saying is how they're being presented to us, the fan, the consumer, is trash. I'm not saying Braun Breaker is terrible. I'm saying what I've always been saying, Braun Breaker can be booked better. And that's why I said Seth Rollins better not win any of these matches. He doesn't need to win them. He is a multiple-time WWE champion, World Heavyweight champion. I believe he's had the Universal title as well. Seth Rollins does not need to go over in any of these matches. But you want to create a star of the future? Braun Breaker needs to go over. Because Braun Breaker has already lost to CM Punk. A match that only reason I agree with him losing that match is because it was for the World Heavyweight title. Braun Breaker isn't ready for a championship just yet. So the show kicks off. Seth Rollins is getting his ass kicked again. Next, you have the continued downfall of Finn Balor. I coined the phrase pen Balor, because that's all he does is eat pens. Go out on his back. Doesn't matter who he's fighting, Finn Balor is going to take the pin. He loses to J.D. McDonough. Before this match, there was a backstage segment regarding the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan tried to intimidate Roxanne. Tried to lean on her a little bit. Tried to say that she don't trust her. Tried to say don't keep secrets from the Judgment Day. Roxy said, I implore you, Liv. I am not keeping secrets from you. I told Finn to get out of the clubhouse. I'm Judgment Day through and through. And Roxy showed that indeed she is a woman of her word by going upside Finn Balor's head with the timekeeper's hammer, allowing JD to get a headbutt. So they making fun of his head now because his finisher was a headbutt. Allow JD McDonough to land the headbutt and get the pinfall. A pin that he didn't need. We've already seen Finn Balor defeat Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania just to turn back around and Finn Balor is eating pins. For the life of me, I don't understand what this company doesn't see in Finn Balor. Yes, he's getting a little up there in age, but who isn't with this roster? Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are in their 40s. LA Knight is in his 40s. Like, who isn't? Gunther is in his 40s. Cody Rhodes is in his 40s. Like, who isn't in their 40s? So it's not like you're going to hold this age thing against him. It is no reason for Finn Balor to be a jobber. But that's what he is. He's a jobber. Has been a jobber for a while. Finn Balor. Both of those segments, the opening brawl, because all WWE likes to do is brawl. I guess all ChatGPT is telling Hunter is the book brawls. I'm not a fan. So far, Raw is not entertaining. Then we get Ethan Page and Rusev versus Jovan Evans and Penta. Decent match. Decent physicality in this match. I don't have nothing bad to say about the match. I even agree with the outcome. Ethan Page picked up the win. Pinned the Intercontinental Champion. So he should be staking his claim to the title soon. I like Ethan Page. I've always liked Ethan Page. All ego. When he was in AEW, I was bewildered. Literally, genuinely bewildered by why AEW wasn't properly pushing or promoting Ethan Page. I'm glad to see WWE isn't going to do the same thing. He didn't spend too much time in NXT. He's up on the main roster, the flagship show. Ethan Page is the future. I said he should be staking his claim to the Intercontinental title very soon. But give him a few years, Ethan Page is a world champion. Guarantee. Rusev is a jobber. Penta is semi-jobber. Jovan Evans, he needs a little bit more. He needs a personality. I want to know more about this character than he's bouncy, than he jumps high. Like, give me more. So Jovan Evans needs a personality. The Ethan Page picking up the win was the correct and right move. Ethan Page has a future. Next, we get a good segment. Kind of at the end. But overall, a decent segment. Showcasing a new talent. Showcasing Becky Lynch's amazing mic skills and comedic timing. Sol Ruka officially is out to sign her contract to Raw. Obviously, Becky is going to upstage anything she can because she's the man. She's Becky Lynch. It's about her. You know what I'm saying? Becky comes out, and I don't know if it's gumption, is it balls, is it Sol Ruka know that she can beat AJ Lee and Sol Ruka knows she's better than Maxine Dupree. I don't know what it is, but she is unfazed, unafraid. She's not scared of Becky. She straight up threatens Becky. Tell her this isn't about you. And if you ever interfere with me again, not only am I going to kick your ass, I'll snatch your soul. I like where this is going. I've believed that Sol Ruka should have been called up for a while now. for a while now. She even with not ever winning the NXT women's title, she has outgrown NXT. It was literally no reason to keep her down there anymore. I can say that about a few other names, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, but that's for another video. But Sol Ruka 100% has outgrew NXT. She needed to make the jump to the main roster. I'm going to put her in the same category as Ethan Page. She is a future women's world champion. She's the future of the division. And absolutely, she should be staking her claim on the women's intercontinental title. Because you want to get Sol Ruka front and center sooner rather than later. Becky is brilliant. She looks at the GM. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart right now. Couldn't call his name. Pac-Man. She looks at him and say, "I know you suck at your job, but are you going to allow her to talk to me like this?" Then she addresses the live crowd. "Are you guys going to let her talk to me like this?" Like, Becky is amazing. She tries to sucker punch Sol Ruka. Sol Ruka dodges it. She hits Adam Pearce in the face by accident. They have their little moment while Becky is reeling from what she just did. Sol Ruka hits the Soul Snatcher that she briefly botched, then got her footing back. But yes, she hits the Soul Snatcher. And I'm here for Sol Ruka, basically. This is what I like. I knew it. I said it on a video in the past that give that Intercontinental title to Becky. She's going to make it relevant. She's going to elevate it. And that is what she's been doing. You knew she was going to beat AJ. Because that title needs Becky. Next, you get Joe Hendry versus Austin Theory. Joe Hendry comes out. He does a song on Logan Paul. And it's funny. We don't like Logan Paul. Well, I'm saying we, but I'm speaking. He's easy to dislike. He'll easily get heel heat from his background, who he is, and how he's come into the business. Logan Paul is the kind of character that just gets under your skin as a fan. So it is easy to hate him. But Joe Hendry making a song out of it is hilarious. Logan Paul already wanted to fight Joe Hendry. So this is pretty much everything coming full circle. Joe Hendry is also another guy that I think is a future main eventer. And now this is just leave it to Triple H to not book good. But under a different regime, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Joe Hendry is a world heavyweight champion. So we're just going to have to see where it goes. But after the match, because I said Logan Paul already wanted to fight Joe Hendry, and Joe Hendry is making fun of him. So obviously Logan Paul is going to come in the ring and kick his ass, which does happen. Obviously Austin Theory is going to help, which does happen. So Joe Hendry is getting jumped out of nowhere. The Street Profits come out to even the odds. So, of course, that's going to prompt Braun Breaker to come out, which also prompts Seth Rollins to come out. In the midst of the turmoil, Braun Breaker takes Seth Rollins out again with a devastating spear that rocked his tail. And like I said, this is why I say Seth Rollins doesn't need to win the PLE matches. However, when it seems like when somebody gets the better of somebody on the shows on Raw and SmackDown, they usually lose their PLE matches. So this is where they're making Braun look strong, but at the pay-per-view, Seth Rollins will beat him. I hope that is not the case. Because if you want to be real, Seth Rollins is the old guard. Braun Breaker is the new guard. Braun Breaker needs to be elevated. So, hopefully that's where this goes. We're going to see. And this is a part that I really don't like. Next, you get the Obafemi Open Challenge. This man went from retiring Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania to facing Grayson Waller and Otis. This open challenge is going to kill his momentum. This open challenge is going to stall him. It's going to get boring. It's going to get repetitive. Pretty soon, the hype, the aura that is Obafemi is going to start to fade. Obafemi does not need to face jobbers. I'd argue that he should be in the position that Jacob Fatu is in. You just beat Brock Lesnar, for God's sake. Why wouldn't he challenge Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title? But I'm not booking this. Apparently, Triple H isn't either. ChatGPT is booking this stuff. Tozawa initially answers the challenge. Once he gets in the ring and size up Obafemi, he decides it's better to let Otis handle this. Comically, too. Like, he just runs off like a coward to Otis. So Otis gets in the ring and is jobbed out in about 2 minutes. Oba catches him with a devastating uppercut, tosses him around the ring, uses a top rope assisted for the fall from grace. How many jobbers is there going to be left for Obafemi to beat up? Obafemi needs a story. It seems like everybody has an open challenge going on. Open challenge, mask man brawl. This is all Triple H gives us. Open challenges, men under mask, and brawl segments. Where's the story? Where's the feuds? Where are the rivalries? That is how you build characters up. Not brawls, not putting dudes under mask, and not having countless open challenges. You know how to open? I know how the open challenge don't work. How's Mello and Dragunov doing right now? It has to be stories, feuds, rivalries. That is how you get somebody over. Next, we have Americanos versus Americanos. Not interested in this at all. Because it's stupid. And the crowd don't care about it. So if it's not resonating with your fan base, then you need to cut it out as stupid. Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser deserve better than this. Now, and I've heard that Kaiser is super over in Mexico. Fine. I'm not in Mexico. I'm watching this from the United States on Netflix, Monday Night Raw. I don't know what's going on in AAA. I know Dominic has the world title and he doesn't defend it, which is stupid. But other than that, if it's not resonating with the people that are buying tickets to your shows and buying subscriptions, it needs to end. Chad Gable is a wrestling machine. I don't want to say he could be a bootleg Kurt Angle. He can all the way be the Kurt Angle of this generation. But they want to put him under a mask. Tell him go out there and masquerade as a luchador. I'm over it. Chad Gable does pick up the win for his team, but I mean, well, we got the Creed brothers now. They're under mask. Haven't been doing anything with these guys. This is what they do. Instead of interacting with the tag team division. We can give them a mask and just put them with Chad. Now we got 6 non-Mexican wrestlers all masquerading as all under mask, pretending to be luchadors. I hated this storyline from the get-go. Chad Gable did get it over, and Ludwig Kaiser is actually doing a good job of it. But it's just nonsensical, stupid, and boring. If it's nonsensical, it doesn't need to be booked on TV. If it's stupid, it shouldn't be written into these shows. If it's boring, it's not going to resonate with fans. That's just how it is. I don't make the rules. So, very little wrestling on this show. A whole lot of segments and a whole lot of BS. We're almost to the main event. You get a sit-down interview with subtitles, Io Sky and Asuka, and I'm going to just skip to the end. Asuka misses Io Sky in the face. They've saying a bunch of nothing, stuff we've already heard before. It's irrelevant. It should have been Asuka versus Kyrie. The EO is just like so forced. So forced. Only because, yeah, the EO had something to do with it, but the main tension of the whole thing was always between Asuka and Kairi Sane. So Kairi Sane is out. They have to pivot. We get two Joshis, a different Joshi. It is what it is. I like Io. I like Asuka. I'm here for their match. But the story and the build and the way it was done and this sit-down segment, terrible. And now we're at the main event, which is the contract signing between Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. That is your main event, a contract signing. This is what people sit through a 2.5 hour program for, a contract signing. And to see the Tongan death grip. Are you entertained by this? Because I'm not. I'm not. I would say if I had to grade this show on a scale of 1 to 10, I would literally give it a 1. It's not the worst Raw that I've ever seen, but it certainly wasn't good. It was not entertaining. Boring. Standard. Status quo. This is what we're getting 2 weeks removed from WrestleMania, the go-home show for Backlash. You remember when the go-home shows used to be amazing? When everybody was just stepping their game up because there was a pay-per-view coming? Remember those days? You'll never see it again. Granted, Roman and Fatu make good points in here. Roman tells Jacob while he's just looking out for his own personal family, Roman is looking out for their entire family, the bloodline. The whole Anoa'i family, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Anoa'i, but while Jacob is focused on his immediate family, Roman is focusing on everybody, the whole house, so to speak. Jacob is Tyrion Lannister or Jaime Lannister, just focusing on their own personal glory, while Roman is Tywin Lannister. He's focusing on the whole house, and I understand that. And it is earned, not forced. Jacob seems like he's in a place that he shouldn't be in. And he's not ready for this. And that's something that Roman said to him last week. And yes, it is true. Roman tells Jacob that he's beneath him. And that makes Jacob angry. Jacob gets up, slaps on the Tongan death grip, puts Roman on his ass, signs his contract. I'm 100% sure Roman is going to defeat Jacob Fatu. because Roman has to. Because WWE needs a draw. Roman is the only draw. WWE was struggling to get 2 million views before WrestleMania. Since Roman has been World Heavyweight Champion, they've gotten over 3 million. Roman is a needle mover. He's the only one. We already got Gunther on SmackDown threatening Cody. Could you imagine that both world champions, Gunther and Jacob Fatu? Sounds scary, right? Don't nobody want that. So Jacob is not going to beat Roman by virtue of he is levels beneath Roman. Roman is the only draw, the only marquee star. Roman doesn't need the World Heavyweight title. That title needs Roman Reigns. Why? Because WWE does not build new stars. When anybody gets organically over, instead of pushing that person, they shove Gunther in our face. They put a world title on Jey Uso. They put Jacob Fatu in the main event scene, but not Obafemi, even though Obafemi just retired Brock Lesnar. How long are we going to see the bloodline? How long is the bloodline going to dominate Raw and SmackDown? How long is the Anoa'i family going to dominate? How many times are we going to just see Samoans versus Samoans? It's time for new stars. It's time for Obafemi. It's time for Trick Williams. It's time for LA Knight, Ethan Page, Sol Ruka, Blake Monroe's. It's time to move away from the bloodline. Roman would not be the only needle mover if you would build someone else. If you would just listen to the fan engagement, listen to what the fans want and push that person. That's all you got to do. That's all you have to do. And that was your Monday Night Raw, guys. Like I said, I would give this joint a 1 out of 10. If I had to grade it on a school grading system, A, B, C, D, E, I would give this show a D-. Very little wrestling, a lot of segments, a lot of talking, and then the segments are boring and nonsensical and stupid. So if you're going to not give me wrestling, but you're going to just give me segments, at least let the segments be entertaining. I don't know how they go through 2 hours with 3 or 4 matches on the card. So what do you think the rest of that is? A bunch of bullshit. A bunch of nonsense. Monday Night Raw. ChatGPT. Triple fraud. This is what you get from Noseman. Guys, this has been the Tree of World Wrestling Podcast. I'm the Black Patriot. Remember, guys, give me a little like, share, comment. Let me know what you thought about the video. Let me know what you think about the state of WWE overall. In the meantime, I'll be here. I will always be here, suffering through these shows so you don't have to. Peace out, guys, and stay safe.